Good morning, Lisa with the Peacock Parlor. I just wanted to share with you two journals that I have been working on. They're, I guess, considered naked journals because I don't have a lot of tags and journal cards in them. I haven't done any really inking or rubber stamping in them either. I figured I would do that at a later date, but they're both fairy journals. The first one, this one here, is a woodland fairy journal. And this one here is a garden fairy journal. Both are from covers that I made before using my scrap basket. And I had collaged papers, various different papers I collaged on cardstock. And then here just recently, and I don't think it will show up, but I don't know if you can see it or not, I sealed them with Mod Podge mixed with gold glitter. And they do sparkle. And I put 3 coats of sealer onto my pages. So it was Shabby Dabby Doodah, I think is her name. She talked about sealing her pages, her covers. I had never thought to do that before. And then I thought, well, I'll just add a little bit of glitter in there. And then I put some of the Mod Podge on the flowers on this one and then sprinkled some glitter on it. It was fun. So I'm going to show you these two journals real quick. And like I said, they are naked journals. This one here, it just came to mind, and I kind of did this for a reminder that if I were to do it for a gift for a friend or a relative, I could, making these little pockets on the front of the books. I like that idea. And I could stick a pair of my earrings in there. So I put that in there. Because this is so dimensional, these burlap flowers that I decided to use, I decided on this one to put elastic on the journal, and I stitched together my signature. But the signature can be removed so that you can take it out. You can remove it. The signature, like I said, is stitched together, but it's not stitched in the book. And then you can pull the signature out to work on it. There's a place on Etsy. Her name is Bookish, or the name of the shop is Bookish. And I ordered a Woodland Fairy set. I think it was $9.99. And she included this to use for the cover of your book, but I decided to make a tag out of it. You can still see both sides. There are 2 different fairies on here. And then I attached it to this cardstock for journaling purposes. And then I just put that on the front, in the front of the book. And there's other woodland things that came in that package that you'll see throughout. But like I said, this is basically a naked journal. It's got my new, my coffee stain papers, my avocado and tea stain papers. This is from Bookish. It was a little cutout that she sent. It was like a little packet for woodland fairies. And let's see, so there's my avocado, my tea dyed, my coffee, and I did beet stained papered as well. These stickers came with, well, they're not stickers. They were fussy cut. I keep wanting to call them fancy cut. They're fussy cuts. And they are from a genuine vintage book that she cut them out and added them. And then these are little envelopes that I glued so that you could put a tag behind, and yet you can still slip things inside of the envelope. On the edges of the papers, I don't know if you can see, but on the edges of my papers, I used a rose gold paint, They have these pastes that you can get that I need to experiment with them. I have a turquoise paste. I want to make a peacock journal. I have accumulated all of my things. Maybe that one will be next. We'll see. And it's a paste that you can put on. But in this particular instance, I used rose gold paint to give the edges a little bit of a gilded look. This is, I think this is an avocado dyed paper. It was a very, very faint pink. It could be the beet stained. I'm not sure. And this is another coffee stained paper. This also came from Bookish. She had that in the little packet for the Woodland Fairy. I think this is pretty. This center page. This also came with the fairy kit from Bookish. I think the idea might have been to use this for the cover rather than, say, this one here that was on the tag. But I decided to go with what I have here is, besides the burlap flowers that I put on here, this is an Edith Holden page that I collaged onto the cover. This was part of Bookish's little kit. I have some washi stickers from Scrappy Bird that I'm going to use my scrap basket, and I'm going to collage some tags and journal cards and use the washi stickers. And maybe I'll share what I make. We'll see how they come out. These two were fussy cuts from Bookish. And Bookish doesn't, I don't believe, have a YouTube channel. That's the name of her shop on Etsy. And she included this, all of these here. This is information about various fairies, the Sycamore Fairy and the Laburnum Fairy. And then this is an old dictionary from a vintage dictionary corner that we used as a pocket. And this is also a fussy cut mushroom from one of, I'm imagining it might be a field guide that she cut them out of, an old field guide book. And there's the last page and the last tag that I made. And that's the back of the book. And that's the Woodland Fairy one. And then this one is the Garden Fairy one. And this is a wraparound closure with an eyelet in the back. I put a pocket here. This is from a fairy book, the Shirley Poppy Fairy. And there's the song of the Shirley Poppy, and I put glitter on this. And that's the cover, and there's a little fairy here and some bling there. Those are the pages. And that's the back. This is from a fairy book as well. It's the Tulip Fairy. So I'm going to show you the back pocket next, because this is where we get the inspiration from. It's called Flower Fairies of the Garden. And Cicely Mary Barker is the one who did all of the illustrations of those fairies. And she wrote poems. And then I made a journal card out of this, and you can write on the back of it. So that's the back one. This one I included a calendar page for the year 2021, because that's the year it was created. But it might make an interesting for a planner. Maybe there's a way I can incorporate that. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's one of my tea stain papers. This is an old vintage postcard. It's never been written on. There's a bookstore, Braveheart Books. I think I've done a video before on Braveheart. This was public domain image that I got. Here's another of Cicely's, Mary Barker's Flower Fairies. This is the Pink Fairies. So I went to a Goodwill with a friend of mine, and I don't normally have good luck at Goodwill because, I mean, it's not that they don't have things. They do have things. I just don't like to pay some of the prices that Goodwill asks for. They had these, I don't know what you call them, but they were 49 cents. And they had pink and green and burgundy and ivory, and they were wrapped around cardboard. So I thought, well, I could use those in my journal for 49 cents each. So I picked up several. I think $2, maybe $3.50 worth. So I don't know however many that ends up being, but I thought that was a good buy. Those are the kinds of buys I like to find. This is my beet stain paper. Those are the kind of buys that I like to get at Goodwill and Salvation Army. You know, things that just cost like very little money, and then you use them the way you need to. This was another page that came with the Bookish kit, the kit that I got from Bookish for fairies, the Woodland Fairy. And this I thought was beautiful. This I got off of public domain as well. So pretty. Like I said, once again, they're all, you know, pretty much naked diaries, which means they don't have a lot of embellishment or tags or journal cards in them. I do want to make some. This also came from Bookish. I think I ordered this one separately, though. You can buy. She has postcards on her site, too, I think. That's the other side of the calendar. A little bit of bling up there on the corner. This, I believe, was another postcard that I ordered separately from Bookish. The hydrangea. And that's my garden fairy journal. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.